Okay, you guys are looking at a Kobra Gen 4 ARRABI rod. Lotar Combat. This is a knife made in Israel. It's CPM3V, which is a real bitchin' steel. If you harden this thing, it's very hard to sharpen. Takes 3 to 4 times longer to sharpen. Hence, I spent an hour and a half from here to here to get a semi-mirror finish on there. I couldn't get a full mirror finish. If you take a magnifying glass to it, you can still see some of the lines. I would have had to spend 4 to 5 hours to do that. And I'm just pretty much getting an edge for this person. He's hadn't had an edge on this knife for several years. He's been stropping it. Leather strap with some compound. I could tell because the blade wasn't sharp. It was kind of rounded. So I could see he was dropping it, trying to keep that edge. And he did pretty good. I haven't seen anybody strap a knife that long and keep an edge on it. So he brought it to me, or my friend brought it to me, and he wants me to get the knife going for the guy. So that's what I'm doing right now. Here and the edge here, I didn't go too crazy. The knife is actually sharp. There is a slight rolled edge on one side. I'm gonna strop it to get that roll off. This means the blade, instead of being like this, has a slight roll on it. So that's not difficult enough to get off. But this knife steel is very hard. An hour and a half to get to where I'm at, and I'm still not satisfied. But this is where I'm gonna go right now. He has serrations here, and I had to get the special diamond tip to get the serrations sharper. I thought that somebody sharpened the other side, but actually it was normal wear. When I took a magnifying glass to it, it is not sharpened. It was actually just normal wear. So the person's been using this knife a lot. I love the style. Modified tanto with the serrations. It's a little difficult to get used to, but if you can keep it sharp, yeah, you're good. So that's what it's about. The knife is here on sharpening for the gentleman. Again, CPM3V. Hard to work with, and the better the hardness process done, the more hard it is to work with. I'm having a hard time. So this knife was hardened correctly. I'm not sure how it's done. It's actually out of production. The new one they call King Kobra, I believe Gen 5. So it's slightly different, I guess. Don't know about the materials and all that, because I'm talking about this knife here. 5mm thickness on here. I've seen thicker, 7 or more, but they were softer steel, like CPM3V, CV or something like that. But this one is very, very hard. I'm having a hard time sharpening it. Let me get to sharpen the serrations for the guy, and then when I finish, I'll show you the finished product, okay? So give me a few minutes. I'm going to avoid trying to take out the black spots here where it's dark, because this knife is made dark on purpose, so you don't see it very much. It can be less noticeable, reflections and stuff like that. So I'm going to only go for the edges. And I can't sharpen the smaller serrations normally unless I go through different tactics, but I'm not going there. I'm going to try to make the knife how he got it from factory. So that's what I'm going for, okay? Instead of 17 and 19 here, which would be very sharp, being this is a combat knife, I have it at 22. So it holds the edge a little bit longer. It's not made for slicing paper or bread. I can definitely slice bread, meat, food, no problem. Can even slice paper. But I want the edge to last longer. So I've made it 22, which was pretty much what it was when I put a magic marker on it. I was getting the middle. I wasn't getting either edge, because the edge was kind of rounded, a bit concave, I guess. Again, let me get to sharpening, and I will show you guys the finished product. This is a great knife, great product, and I know the gentleman's going to enjoy it, so I'll show you the finished product in a couple minutes, alright? Okay, I'm at the highest point, 30 degrees here. I'm trying to miss that groove, and I'm testing my fingernail, and boy is it biting. Yeah, we got those very sharp with this diamond blade made for serrated knives. I still ain't finished yet, but at least you guys get an idea. Can you see all the debris here? It's all over my hand now. But that's what came off the blade itself. Okay, let me get this in focus a little bit more. You can see it's very sharp, and some of the unfortunate anodizing did come off just to get it, because I can only go 30 degrees, and I really want that sharpness. When I return to this guy, I want it to be factory or better. So that's why I'm going there. Alright, if somebody wants to, they can actually put magic marker here, and you won't see those edges very much, but you're gonna feel them. So that was the whole point, that the edges are there, and I can feel them with my fingernail. They cut my fingernail no problem. I'm unsure what to do about the other edges. They're so small. I might do something by hand. Give me a minute. I'm coming back, finishing this last part by hand, which is tricky, so you should be careful with this, and I can feel it actually getting sharper. I could have done this by hand, but I like to use the KME a little bit better to get a more even finish if I can. It's not coming out perfectly even because it's raised at a slight angle, and when I move the tool, it's also at an angle. So I'm trying to fix some of that now. And again, more concerned with that sharpness. And I'm there with the sharpness. Now I gotta see what I'm gonna figure out with the edges, and it's gonna be ever so slight. 600 grit before I get the lapping stones or the glass with the lapping film. Since this edge is rounded, I have to go individually each one like this. Okay, winds up the ticket is more like this, but I have to move along. And I got a serious angle. I'm not trying to take the anodizing off, just trying to get an edge on there. And it's become actually rather deadly right now. I would not want to get even touched by this edge right now. Yeah. She's deadly all the way through. I'm almost done for the guy. Ever so slight mirror finish on there. Did the larger serrations, no issues. Smaller serrations, I touched them. Did not want to do anything excessive. The more you do to this knife, the less the lifespan. So you're trying to be a minimalist with this knife. Hence the semi-mirror polish on here, but not full mirror polish. This steel is very hard, takes a long time to sharpen. Sharpen the edge, but not mirror finish because less chance the knife will chip. Very sharp on the serrades. Even the little ones, I took a stone to it and put a minimalist edge on there. Okay. This knife is good to go. It's ready to run. Combat, whatever you want.